Bazinga!
Zynga.
Bazinga!
That's why I do two things at once.
What's new with you, bud?
Oh, what's new? I mean, gosh, so much. Was out at the CMP kart track yesterday. Not CMP, AMP, Atlanta Motor.
Okay.
I was at the kart track yesterday. That was incredible.
Was it?
Yeah, that kart. Like I said, I made a video. Well, I recorded what I needed for a video, and man, it's probably no disrespect to CMP or VIR. I haven't been to either one of those. I haven't been to VIR. I've been to CMP, but it's probably the best kart track for like mini bike racing on the East Coast. Someone has a better one. I don't know, but like CMP is good, but doggone it, man, they don't have the elevation. You're climbing. I got to look up the elevation on Google Maps or something. When you come over the top, like it's turn one. Yeah, turn one, and then you go over a hill. And I mean, like imagine the up and down at Road Atlanta.
Yep.
Right? But on a mini kart track and just kind of scaled down. So you go over this thing and drop down. I mean, you are going downhill. It's kind of scary. Kind of really scary. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I was out there yesterday and trying to get some other things put together for this weekend. But what are you up to? Because we haven't talked in like a month. No, it's been a month.
Well, see, you were going to SHOT Show.
Which, yeah, that was yeah, because that was the week of the 20-something, 21st, 22nd, I think was my flight.
Okay. How was that?
I mean, you know, it's hard to describe. I know I say it like that. Like guys who've never been to SHOT Show, all they are like, oh, SHOT Show.
Yeah.
SHOT Show is fun. I'm not saying it isn't. SHOT Show is interesting if you've never been. And it's interesting if you don't get to see a lot of stuff normally.
Okay.
I kind of get to see a lot of stuff normally. So I walk around and I go, oh, yeah, there's that thing. I've
seen that. Right.
You know, I mean, it's familiarity is what it is. It's nothing else. It's like somebody who works at the Barber Museum, the Barber Motorsports Park Museum. You know what I mean?
I've seen it all.
Yeah. So you're walking past these just incredible, exhibits with, the Harley Davidson, whatever wooden motorcycle, but was a bicycle with a motor on it thing, and that's incredible to somebody who hasn't seen it or doesn't see it every day.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
You almost get numb to the awe of it all.
Yeah. Now, trust me, there's some cool stuff. So,
I'm sure.
The coolest thing I saw at SHOT Show this year, I repositioned my tire seat that I'm sitting on. The coolest thing I saw was, do you know who Dylan is? There's a couple Dylans. So there's Dylan Aero, I believe. So they make miniguns.
Okay.
All right. So everybody knows what a minigun is. It's that gun with multi barrels, and it goes. And it shoots a billion rounds a minute.
Sounds like an A10 Warthog. Yeah. Brr.
Yes. So that's a form of a. So obviously that's all built on a Gatling gun, but a minigun was a miniature version of that, a Shot 308, basically.
Okay. So
they make a commercially available minigun. It's called the GAL GAL 17.
Okay.
Yeah. So the GAL 17 is the official. I believe it's the military nomenclature for that. But so you'll see them on like sitting outside of helicopters usually. When I was in Iraq in 2005, 2006, I ran across some special people who had one mounted to the top of a Humvee. So like the whole back of the Humvee was just one big belt of ammo.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody knows this gun from Predator, right? When he just sprays the hill. Okay. And that's pretty actually accurate. The amount of ammo he went through in that very short period of time is legit. He basically ripped through all his ammo and he was done. That's a real thing that they shoot that fast. But anyway, Dylan made a suppressor for that minigun.
Can you find it online?
I don't know if you can. I didn't look honestly because it's not my world, but it's just they're there, so I saw it. But I was like, a suppressed minigun? What? And on the little like placard, it was said, "This is for the hearing safety of the operators." So I went, "All right, I get it." But yeah, it was the wildest thing. I've never thought I would ever see something like that.
Liberty Suppressors develops Gatling gun suppressors.
Yeah, Liberty Suppressors is their own thing, but this is a Dylan thing. I don't know if it was. I'm really sure Dylan is the one who made this, but it could be that Liberty did the design work. So
yeah,
but yeah, a
like
suppressed minigun. Now,
gold front. It's probably something different.
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, the idea is the same, right? So it's a minigun with suppressed front end. So instead of going, it goes. yeah. So that was cool. That was the coolest thing at SHOT Show, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But
it's interesting that everything that is there, that is what you were like, oh, this is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. But again, if you're in that world, I mean, it's like, right? Like we know a bunch of people.
Well, you know me, so it's like the same. No. That was
you know what I'm saying, though, right? Like we see people, and I'll never forget this. A good friend of mine, Hayden Schultz, races Moto America, and when I first started getting into all of this, I would buy a ticket for Daytona because it's like 2 hours from the house, and I'd sit up in the stands, like way up at the top. And I'd look down at the pits and I'd go, it'd be so neat to get back there. And then next year you buy you pay a little bit more and you get pit. When AMA was running the 200, and it wasn't like a Moto exhibition. It was AMA was running the road racing in the country.
Yeah.
So then you had to pay a little bit more. You can get pit passes and all that stuff.
Yep.
Then you're like, I want to get garages. I want to go hang out with people. Over the years, as you start to grow in this, you almost get disconnected from where I understand. And so when you see everything and you're hanging out with all these people, it's not as impressive as it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because now you're just around it. You're like, oh, this is just the same stuff I can get at the house. But when you're so far removed from it,
you're
and you realize just like
so long.
These aren't exactly.
You have this like history thing. You can see it go this way and then that way, or this way and then that way. Like the AMA.
And then you sometimes see how janky these things are. And you're like, oh, this stuff's held together with rubber band.
John, your internet's terrible. You're frozen. John is frozen, everybody. Okay, we'll pause recording until he gets back.
Removed from seeing everything and where you once were as a fan, that you kind of lose sight of all of it. So yeah, whenever you're in the industry and you see like the same stuff you've been seeing, you're kind of like, eh. But then everybody else is like, oh, this is so cool because I haven't, they haven't got to play with it and touch it and smell it.
Right.
So it is interesting. I get that.
That's life,
Yeah, I mean, but it's the same thing for everybody, right? Like you talk to a guy at Lockheed Martin, they don't find rockets cool because they see them all the time.
No, you're right. You're exactly right. They get excited about different aspects of it. I do get excited about different aspects of the gun industry.
A suppressed Gatling gun is kind of cool.
Yeah. So
right.
You see the outliers better, I think, is what happens.
Right.
The ones that are on the edge, you start going, wow, that's something, But the normal in the middle stuff, you kind of go, it's a thing that I've seen before.
They're just rewashing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, how many times can you take a 1911 and do something different with it?
Yeah.
Okay, you make it a double stack. Now it's a 2011. Like, okay, like
the last time it was that anybody did anything cool with that is it made a dual barrel.
Yeah.
Now that was cool.
Right. Like you're like, okay.
I don't even, honestly, to this day, I can't think of how they did that without it being two single stack mags going in, you know what I mean, side by side, and you're just holding on to something that's that big around, when you shoot it.
Yeah, and you have two triggers.
Right. Well, I mean,
I don't know.
There's things you could do one trigger. You could do one trigger, but after everything becomes just two guns welded together.
Right. But it worked, and they figured it out, and they did a good job.
Yeah. So it's like a triple barrel break action shotgun. You seen one of those?
Right.
A double barrel shotgun, except now it's 3 barrels.
Yeah.
Triangle like that.
Yeah. Weird outliers like that make you go, okay, this was worth going to.
Right. Yeah. Well, guns.
Right. 100%. But it's the same thing with what we dabble in, right? You see, it's people who haven't been in this, they're like, oh, the new fill in the blank is the best thing ever. And you're like, it's just a rewash of what they did 3 years ago.
Just
slapped a new paint job on it and called it a day and ramped it up $5,000. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
I'm sitting here in the garage, obviously, and I've got these two machines. And there was a point in time when, I'd have killed to have either one of them, right? Like, obviously, we all have that kind of thing. I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about as I'm sitting here. Don't mind the mess.
Oh, I'll take it. Since we're doing this, I'll take you to my garage too.
No, so there's two of them sitting there, right? In various states of, I've got things like I got to put a wheel on the S1000, but whatever. But what I was trying to say was basically like, I told Elizabeth, my wife, I was like, I got to decide which bike I'm going to take. You know what I mean? And
that's your problem?
Yeah, that's my problem. That's my first world problem.
That's your first world problem is I don't know which bike I need to take with me somewhere.
Right. So it's
in my new pull along toy that you got. See, there's mine.
Yeah, there it is.
Just poor thing. Yeah, look at that.
So let me see if I can get my license plate out of there. So there you go. You can see more of it.
Get my license plate.
I don't care. So that
dude, that'll be fun.
It's got a lot of so I got it cheap. All right, let's be honest.
Sure.
I didn't spend new money for this. It's a 99. All right. See if I can do this while I'm holding my dumb. There we go. So you can get in it, and then there's the step. It has an auto. Ooh, I'm gonna drop this thing. It has like an auto step that doesn't work. Okay, so I like hold myself up in here.
Yeah, but that's not a big deal either, though.
No, it's really not. So yeah, there's a little bit of water leaking that I got to fix. It's not leaking, like it's not wet here, but when it rains, the underside of this gets a little soft.
Sure.
So the paint just doesn't stick. Like it's really just, poor paint is what it is. But here, it's actually got, a kitchen and a little dump bed there. And let's see, that's one bed. There's two. That's the main one. I was trying to show off, but yeah, man, I'm really actually excited about this.
Should be.
This is the thing that's going to make a difference because now I get to take all my stuff with me and that's the garage, which you can't see anything in, but I got the TRS system mounted in there so I can bolt both those bikes to the bed. And it worked. I mean, like I said, it works as intended. I had to do some, let's see, it was $4,800. So stuff was, needed fixing, right? I did ball joints in the front end, wheel bearings in the front end, new brakes on the front end. The brakes are fine, I did them anyway. And then, what was it? I've got to put entire new tie rods, so inner and outer tie rods across the whole thing, right? And yeah, I had to take the rear wheels off because the axle was leaking. Fix that. I've got to get new tires for this dual wheeled E450. So it's things like that. But it'll go down the road. Doesn't go that fast, but that's fine because you're taking everything.
It's yours, and you don't have to pay for hotel rooms, and
right. That's the
you don't have to sleep in your trailer.
So people don't understand. Like everybody goes like, oh, I saw something on Facebook. these guys were talking about, uh, hey guys, if you get into track riding, you know, novice group, you're sleeping in your van. Intermediate, you're like bringing a trailer. Advanced, you're in a camper, and then you get to toy hauler, right? That's like expert racer level. So I've
Okay.
been, I don't know. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah. So I've been running this van, this exact van, my entire track life. Check that. First year I didn't. First year I had a truck. 8 years. So 8 years I've been running this van with that trailer back there, that open trailer. Okay. I would sleep in the back of this van because it's a caravan, it can fold down the seats. I mean, I had like moving blankets. Okay. They were like that thick.
Sure.
I would sleep on that and it hurts. And I've never had a good night's sleep at the track with that thing. I got an air mattress. Yes, I've tried an air mattress. It would deflate because I'm, 900 pounds or something. I don't know. But it was never good. So when that like hauler popped up for $5,000, or it was 5,200 asking, and I gave him 48. I had to take it, man. I mean, shoot, I'll put the work in.
Right. You should have told me all those years that you were just sleeping in the back of your. Bro, everywhere I went, I would get hotel rooms. Like two or three of them, depending how many people had coming with me. I've racked up so many points.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you should have said something.
What am I going to say?
Hey, bro.
I don't even know how to broach that. Like, I mean, if I said, hey, so I'm doing this thing that's an option in my life, it doesn't require anybody to force me to do it.
Yeah, but we could have split up like anything.
I guess I don't know.
You've met Joe. Joe's like, I'll sleep in my trailer. I'm like, well, I mean, he also has like a cot and stuff. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. If I had,
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna sleep in the bed. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna take a hot shower. That's
important, and it's taken me a long time to realize it.
And it's important for this.
It is. That's what I'm getting at. So when I was younger, I could kind of bounce back, and I say younger, like I'm not old now. Like I've had.
But I get it.
Yeah, like I'm 39. You're 38. We get it, right? So when I was younger, when I was 30, I was still made of rubber and magic, so I could bounce back from that. But now I'm just like, no, I choose not. I'm not doing that. And I've done the hotel thing once or twice, and it was so nice because you get sleep and you get a hot shower and you get to have a meal, like in a room that's a room. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just worry about like, I don't know, whatever the garbage is that happens to the track.
You don't have to worry about much.
Right. So that's what that's going to be. So I'm just really happy for that. So Friday.
You should be.
Well, thank you. Because sometimes I feel slightly like I'm not trying to show off to anybody, I mean, people spend more money on their bikes than they do on that thing. I mean, I could go right now. I mean, I've got bikes in this garage that are like 3 times worth that.
Who cares?
Right. So it's just a thing, right? So anyway, this Friday is the shakedown of the RV, basically the camper.
Okay.
So I'm going to Sport Bike Track Time. They're at Tally right before the Weir weekend there. So we're gonna figure it out. I still haven't decided on which bike I'm gonna take. Honestly, I'm kind
of throw them both in there.
I can't. I only have one TRS.
Oh.
So that's
do some D hooks. Throw some screws.
Yeah, I can make it happen. I know. And I might do that, but we'll see. So
I'm hearing our excuses.
Yeah, now I'm
throw some D hooks in there. You'll be all right.
But seriously, but now you're that guy, right? 2 fully built bikes.
No,
other than motorboard.
Don't look at it like that. Listen, so for anybody who doesn't understand, so I remember having this conversation with a kid 3-4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So I started a bike night here, and there was a group of people who'd show up. We call them the kids, right? They were like 17, 18, and like 25, right? And they just acted like children.
So you're a child.
Right. So I was talking to my buddies, And we were talking about, I was like, yeah, like I'm trying to round up some sponsors and stuff to go racing. And probably wasn't even that long ago. It was like two years ago. And this kid's like, how do I do that? I'm like, well, first of all, I've been doing this for years. Like, this isn't something I just woke up one morning and was like,
right.
I was like, you have to put the work in. And for you, you've been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing it for about 8. Like,
that's a long time.
Right. When I first started, I had a 2001 Toyota Tundra with an open trailer, like what you have sitting on the side of your house.
Yeah.
It took me years, and then I got lucky. So I went back to work for a guy in the bail business, and as a bonus, he bought me my enclosed trailer. Now, he still owes me a bunch of money, but whatever, right? Like,
we'll gloss over that.
Right. Well, I mean, but you know, like,
yeah.
But so, like, I acquired an enclosed trailer, and then you just then it's like, okay, well, now you get toolboxes, and you get tire warmers, and you get extra parts, and it's not something you just wake up one morning and there's 87 boxes sitting out in front of your door, and it's just like race stuff.
No, man. I mean, like, just looking around, like where I'm sitting right now.
I know. You're just like, I have so much crap. But,
like,
you know, once you get bit by the bug, it's over.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, with that is you don't want to, like, be a bottle rocket. You know, you don't want to light off, pop, and be done.
Right.
You know, you want to slow burn it, right? You want to diesel engine it.
And it's hard to bottle rocket. It's hard to be a bottle rocket at the very beginning. Like, most people don't have bottle rocket money, right? They don't.
Right, because to do that, really, you would, you're 50, 60,000 immediately. It's not even a question.
And that's just money to throw away. So that means you're also making, a $250,000 a year if you can just burn off 50 grand and still be all right. So
right.
Most kids or people don't have that much liquid that they can just kind of let go of.
Exactly.
And that's what that kid had a hard time grasping was you have to you got to kind of grind for it, and not everybody gets held.
Well, it's the other thing that with that is like sponsorships. Everybody loves talking about that, and I'm gonna do a video on this at some point.
I'm willing to help you.
Man, I've played the game. I've played the game with sponsorships and done that thing where I'll be a brand ambassador for you, and I've got followers on the Instagram and the TikTok and the whatever. I don't have TikTok, but back when TikTok wasn't around and Instagram was TikTok. Anyway, you just things like that, and what you I don't know what you want to call it. Like you act like
so ambassadors, you don't get anything, right? You get
a percentage off of a purchase, which is dealer pricing, by the way, which means that the manufacturer still makes money
100%.
with your purchase. So it's not like, they're helping you out by taking less profit.
You get discounts on products, and then if somebody uses your referral code, which everyone thinks those are scammy anyway, if they use your referral code, you get a kickback from that as well, which it's not much, right?
No, if you're doing something, it can be something, but it takes time to get there. So.
Right. And people, so I have I get discounts on a supplement line, right? I get like protein shakes and BCAAs and all sorts of stuff. But it's like the people this is the hard part, is that the people that are in that fitness world,
right?
They already have, there's First Form, there's Bucked Up, there's all these other brands that they are already married to, even though they don't have a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Right? They have better flavors. They have whatever it may be. Right. Yeah. And so they're like, so I know a girl, you should go follow her. It's actually really interesting. She's a lieutenant down here somewhere.
What, police officer or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Her name's Blue Line _Beauty, right?
Okay.
And she's a lieutenant.
Yep.
For a sheriff's office down here. She does CrossFit is her biggest, is kind of what she's known for.
Sure.
On Instagram,
yeah, I get it.
She does a lot of CrossFit stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but she's got some, again, she's worked hard. But she's big with, she loves to use, let me find it. But like everything on here is just fitness, 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 fitness. And then you'll see her like doing stuff and then putting her body under stress and then at the gun range. So she'll like carry weights and then go shoot to like, simulate, I guess, some sort of stress. But she loves using, it's in here somewhere. She also does like jujitsu now and like MMA type stuff, which of course, as you know, helps in her line of work.
Yeah, I mean, everything she's doing lines up for her job.
100%. So it's not like she's just some gym babe that is just trying to get attention. Like she's a lieutenant. She plays piano. Like she does all sorts of stuff, right? So, but she really enjoys. I can't find it. Anyway, this protein, this supplement company, and I've talked to her a little bit about them. She's like, these flavors are amazing. And it's like, that makes sense. Like if you find something that tastes good, why would you deviate from that? Because let's be honest, most protein shakes taste like cardboard.
No, it does. It's absolutely. I used to work at GNC when I was younger, and would return because GNC had an open return policy. What was it? Basically, so if you at GNC, if you buy a protein, whatever, you go home, you open it, one serving, right? Take one scoop, whatever, and you take it. You're like, you can come back then anyway. This was 2007, something like that, 2006, 2007. You can come back and we would take it and give you a refund right there.
That's wild.
Yeah, and so we would throw it away. Bro, for like 8 months I worked at GNC, I never bought protein. I had
take it home.
Yeah, I took it home and used it because I was like, screw it, because I was into like powerlifting, so I didn't care what it tastes like. I wanted protein.
It's 1UP Nutrition is what she uses. God, it's so bright.
Yeah, it's hard to see that. Yeah, but 1UP Nutrition. Okay, I think because it's a 1 and then Up Nutrition, right?
Right, 100%.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
So we'll just burn through some of these real quick. So, it doesn't matter. We'll just go like protein. First one, strawberry shortcake ice cream. It's $51, $50.99.
Yeah, that's right. Protein. Yeah,
it's comparable to everything else. It probably tastes amazing.
Yep.
Why would you want to go buy anything else? Like
brand name, whatever GNC powder.
Right. Like chocolate mint and stuff like that. But that sounds like it's delicious.
But she's built something to where those folks probably just supply her. I would imagine at this point,
probably
pay anything. But that's
probably not.
Yeah.
And again, this is where it gets a little funny, right? So she's got a Linktree. You familiar with like Linktree?
Yeah, so it's like a consolidation of all your
social media and affiliates and all that stuff. So she's got a Linktree for her Facebook account. She has a Grunt Style coupon code.
Okay.
SA Company coupon code. 1UP coupon code. CNC Activewear coupon code. Salty Savage. Frontline Optics. Like, all these coupon codes, but she worked hard. It wasn't like she just threw a camera up at the gym one day and all of a sudden she's getting all these offers thrown at her. And she may have applied for them. I don't know.
I hate that culture, man. It's because in the gym, it's worse, I think, than even for track stuff. The gym is because, how many people can go to the gym, work out, and with their phone on a tripod? I don't go to the gym. You do, I think. Do you see it?
I go to the gym and I mainly just cycle. Like I'm just cranking out miles, trying to get cardio in. Like that's all I'm really doing. I have an app that I paid for that if I really wanted to, I could get in there and lift. I've been lifting since high school. Like it's not foreign to me.
Sure.
But it's like, if I want to, I normally go at night anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I really want to spend 2 hours in here? I cycle for an hour. would really want to then go lift, and then now it's 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like,
It all depends on your goals, man. Like, I think
right. And I'm perfectly happy cycling once some of the fat starts coming off. Thor, I mean, I'm not a structurally anyway. I mean, you can see my shoulders and stuff. Like, I'm not a small guy anyway, right?
Yeah, no.
Like, it's not like, now you've seen my dad. He's 6'1", a $165 on a bad day.
The little guy, yeah. The wind's
right. He would
stand
need,
into it,
Yeah. He's gonna get blown away. He would need to hit the gym also. But I've got shoulders and like I don't.
No,
it's
you're
not
good.
needed right now. Like sort of like you, right? Like you've got shoulders on you.
Sure, and I was actually thinking about it. The Be Well scales that we're using, when I track it well, it shows that you have muscle mass loss or not, and it shows body fat.
Very interesting.
Loss. Yeah, and I've always kind of wondered how accurate that is because it's like, yeah, you lost, 2 pounds today. I'm like, woohoo, 2 pounds, and then I look at it and it goes 2 pounds of muscle. I'm like,
yeah.
So I don't know that that's accurate. I have a hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because like if my pant size goes down, but my squat's going up, I'm like, I don't think that's accurate.
Well, you'd be losing fat around everything.
Yeah, so it's proportionally everything goes down. It's not like I love those. You do remember this, but workouts for like, oh, you want to have a six pack? We have to do crunches. No, you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have defined muscles, but to show a six pack, it's not about crunches at all. It's all about what you do in the kitchen.
Right, and that's something I learned very recently, like 3-4 years ago, which someone said abs are made in the kitchen.
Yep.
95% of getting fit is at home.
It is. Yeah, I'll tell you, speaking of that, I'll be honest, I've had some rough, like it's been kind of rough here.
I have to.
I mean, it's I would say even on a personal note is probably more driven by that because, food for me is comfort, like I think it is for most people. And I think it just hits people who use food as a comfort more often than, you know what I mean? Like it's just, yeah. So anyway, that's what food is for me. I don't go out and get blitzed and drunk. I don't do drugs.
Right.
I've never done drugs commonly. We eat food. Yeah, that's our dopamine.
Right. We don't go get drunk. We don't do any drugs. We eat a sandwich.
Yeah, I'll have 2 massive plates of spaghetti.
Right.
So it's anyway. I have a couple of vices. One of them is cookie dough, raw cookie dough.
Yeah. That's bad.
Yeah, and so my kids are always making. I have kids who are old enough to do this. They're always making cookies for somebody, right?
Sure.
Something at church, whatever. Get friends, So they're making.
So you're like, what are you doing in there?
Well, no. It's even better. So I'm like, I'm gonna teach you about taxes, kids. This is how it works. All right. So you make, your cookie dough, and then Big Daddy Government comes along,
which is this guy
with a ladle. I don't even use a spoon anymore. It's a ladle. Okay. Shunk, and I just walk off with it.
I'm just taking 30%. I'm just taking 25%.
Oh, dude, it's bad. So when I'm doing like high intensity, like CrossFit type stuff, and I'm running every day, I can burn that off in a day.
Sure.
It does not affect my weight at all. The problem is in the winter, you're not doing that because it's freaking cold outside. Okay. So now it's just now getting better, right? So I've put on 20 pounds since last time I was at Talladega. So I was 260. Oh gosh. So I was 260 at Talladega last time, and I was huffing and puffing. I mean, like I could put together an out lap, a fast lap, and an in lap.
Ooh.
That's how bad it was. Now, for one lap, I mean, you can hold your breath for 90 seconds. Okay. So
yeah,
I can make it
not
happen.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. So I can make it happen for one lap. But yeah, it was just miserable. So now that's why I'm like, I'm going to ride the 600 because it's easier. Right. It just is easier. But the problem is I need to test a lot of stuff on the S1000. So I've got some data logging stuff. I've got to ride the S1000. That's the point.
Sure.
I've got this apprehension, like, So riding the mini bike yesterday, trust me, it's all kind of come together. Okay. Riding the mini bike yesterday, I sent you my Whoop data.
Mm-hmm.
It was really chill. I know everybody goes like, it's a mini bike. It is, but I know how I feel on a mini bike when I'm out of shape and in shape.
Yeah.
And I know what that is. So, and I can compare it. That's what I'm getting at. And I was riding, dude, I rode for like 30 minutes straight because there were 30-minute sessions. I just rode as like lap one, cool, warm tires up and go, right? For 30 minutes straight. And I'm heavier now than I was at Tally. So I'm kind of wondering, I'm like, I should probably go in the 1,000 and just see what difference there is because I've been doing more cardio, like specifically long zone 2 cardio.
Sure.
And I'm going like, can that be really that important? Like even adding 20 pounds doesn't affect as much as doing more long zone
as
2.
much as you thought it would.
Right. So obviously it's bad because it's more weight. It is bad because like I don't fit in my suit very well, stuff like that. But as far as like fitness goes and being on the bike and being tight and out of breath, like I was not out of breath. I mean, yeah, I was breathing, but my heart rate didn't get above. Let's see, I wrecked on my 4th session and it spiked to 167, but it didn't get above 150 when I was just riding. So blitzing around, and I'll tell you what, riding a 2-stroke KX65 child's bike, I will remind people it's a child's bike. You're shifting like it's 6 gears, right? You're shifting and you're doing and you're freaking and it's just like it's insane because you have to on that bike. It's nothing's on a little 2-stroke. Everybody else is running 4 strokes, almost everybody else, or big 2-strokes, so 85 plus cc 2-strokes, and they've got 5 horse. They've got 25% more power immediately, right? And I'm 280 pounds on a child's bike. And it's hard. So if you want to go fast, you have to work. So I was working, and I wasn't the slowest guy there. I certainly gave it my best, but the hills, killed the 2-stroke. So there's reasons why. Point is, I actually felt good, and I felt like I'm not as out of shape as I thought I was. Yeah, I don't like the pounds. I want the pounds to come off.
Right.
I'm not out of shape. Okay, last September, I was out of shape. 100%. I'll admit that to everybody. But right now, I weigh more, but I'm like, man, it's okay.
I feel okay. Right.
Yeah, I feel okay. So we'll see how it goes.
So when do you plan on going to Jennings again?
I told you like twice that I would be there and I wasn't because of that thing. But yeah, I need to go down to Jennings, and that's another one of those things where, because especially since it's a non-race and they're pretty relaxed track day except for the noise, which is easy to fix, by the way. Everybody's like, oh, Jennings is the noise. Like freaking stuff your can. It's not hard, okay? Anyway, I need to go down there. So
let's see. When is this is what's so frustrating is Wera only has one race posted right now.
So go to their schedule, right?
Yeah, I am. There it is.
So it says yearly schedule.
Yeah, I found it.
Okay, yeah. So look through all that. So here's the thing, because I've got multiple things going on. By the way, we're sitting on just a couple minutes left. I got, well, not a couple minutes, but 10 minutes left. Anyway, so we're this weekend. I don't know if I'll race. I'm doing the track day on the Friday, so that's just to shake down the bike and that type of thing. If I break my personal best, okay, which is a 103.1 at Tally on my 600, which is that 600, by the way, which is a low motor at the moment. But anyway, on that 600, I ran a 103.1. If I break my PB on either one of my 600 or 1,000, it depends on which one I take, then I might do one race, maybe.
Okay.
But if the track day doesn't go, like, if I'm fixing stuff or I'm just super like I overestimated my fitness and now I'm actually sucking, then I won't. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
You should still do it just to get points, though.
Yeah. So the thing about that is Tally's an early round, and you have to have 10 guys on the grid to get full value points. 5, you get half value for the positions that Moto America calls out for. So you're right. I do need to get points, but at the same time, there may not be enough people there for it to matter. You know what I'm getting at? So I'll see how the Saturday goes, or the Friday. If I go down there Friday and like it's packed. And I look across and I see all the white plate 1,000 guys there. Okay, fine. I'll go look at it. Because I'm pretty much like 60-40 taking the 1,000 right now. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's what I'll do for Telly. And then after that, to try to get down to Jennings, I've got to go to CMP. I told you that's a mini bike thing. I got to take the KX out there because, dude, that's such good training. Oh my gosh, it's freaking amazing. You need to do it. I don't care, big guys, small guys, doesn't matter. Just what you learn, feel on the bike, and you learn how to get close to the ground, and you crash when you're close to the ground. You realize, oh, it doesn't hurt, because it doesn't hurt.
Oh, I've had a few of those.
So it's really good training. So CMP is on the 9th of March. Okay. And then after that, the next weekend is the WERA National Round 1, which is Roebling. And I promised O'Dane Allen that I'd go down there with him. So I'm going to be there.
Are you riding at Roebling, or are you just going?
I really want to ride, because it is, I know that will be packed. Last year, Roebling last year, that was such a fun event. I think we have a lot of people who remember that event.
Yeah.
But no, that grid, that was the biggest grid before the ambulance came out on track. That was the biggest 1,000 grid I have seen at WERA since Road Atlanta, like 2016. It was huge. I mean, if there weren't 30 bikes on the grid, I'll eat my boot. You know what I mean? Like there were so many bikes. And that was it was split, I think even. I think it was all white plates in one race. They may have had yellow. No, they did have yellow plates. It was yellow. But whatever. 30 bikes. It's a lot.
Right. Which is a lot.
Yeah, for a 1,000 stock 1,000, race. That's really good. So I expect a lot of people to be there. So I kind of want to race, because there's a lot of, you'll learn a lot, and points. You're going to get points if you're in if you're in the points. You'll get
right. So I may come up. Looks like that's March 16th and 17th.
Yep.
Let's see. Open up my IHG map.
There you go.
Let's get some more points on here.
More points on.
Let's see, Savannah. We'll go 15th to 16th. So I'll come up Friday night. Damn, man, it's not a big deal.
Not bad.
Yeah, I may do that. I may come up.
Okay.
And come hang out for sure.
Okay. Well, dude, let's do it, man.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So that's the other thing, is that, you and I, obviously, we talk on the side. People probably figured that out, but kind of started a company last year, and that's like, I started it in name only. I haven't really done anything with it.
Right. That's how my race team is.
Yeah. So it's like, I was at the accountant 2 Fridays ago doing some tax stuff. I about fell over there. I'm sitting on a wheel. So anyway, so I did my tax stuff, and I'm getting some things together. Was actually talking to some parts suppliers today. So I've got, I'll be a dealer for all the usual suspects here really soon. And I'll do a big announcement to kind of tell everybody. But what I'm looking at doing is vending parts out of the back of the motorhome at track days. So there's a gap in the market right now for vendors.
Why is that?
Why? I don't really know, honestly. Maybe it's just literally that more people get stuff online. So vendors go, well, screw it. I'm not going to bother with being trackside. But the thing is, trackside, I mean, my race was saved buying a battery for my 600 at CMP one time.
Sure.
I've bought bar ends and clip-ons, and not bar ends, sorry. Clip-on bars, footrests, that kind of stuff, because they had it there. Well, and that stuff, it happens kind of a lot.
Sure.
And that's just a race weekend. So at a track day, new people, first time at a track, right?
Right.
They get hooked. Someone tells them, oh, the reason why you can't get in that good body position is because you have stock rear sets. And then they go,
I need to go over here to see Aaron and buy some stuff.
So you come over here and you get some Vortex or Woodcraft or Blockamoto or whatever the heck the name is, Bankamoto, not Blockamoto. But there's whatever, footrests. So that's kind of what it is. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do. And, see how it goes.
Are you thinking for Roebling, you're going to Well, you said you were going to talk to Sean.
Yeah, so I'm going to send a thing out to Sean Clark, who is the husband
Right.
of the owner of Wira. He doesn't own
Right.
Wira. It's in his wife's name, which he runs the operation. So
Yeah.
want to do anything.
Tax
Evelyn,
purposes.
yeah, Evelyn's great people, and I shoot, man. I mean, if this business gets big enough, I'll put my wife's name, the wife,
Dude, you will get
business in my wife's name.
the tax benefits you get for having a woman owned company.
It's crazy how that's now.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it, but I know there's, for instance, grants. 100% you can get government grants, 0% interest loans, stuff like that. So we'll figure that part out. But yeah, I'll talk to Sean and see if see what I need to do with him, if anything. I know that Street and Comp comes out and does stuff at Roper. Miles, good guy. Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't see him that often though. So I don't know what he does.
I see his canopy and everything there, but I think, and I don't know if he's ever raced, but I think us as people,
sure,
we have a tendency to want to gravitate towards those who are similar.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, I know Aaron. Aaron does the same thing I'm doing, so therefore I trust Aaron.
Well, and that to bring some light on that, I don't know if Miles ever raced.
Right. And
no disrespect to him, he has all the parts, but like if you held a Woodcraft rear set next to a Vortex rear set, I've ridden both. You've ridden different things. You have an opinion based on experience, and you'll say, well, this is why I do that, or this is why I do that, and that's how you would do it. That's kind of, I think, the benefit of having done all this on so many different bikes. Even the mini moto stuff, which is one of those just conversation things. Like you can say to someone, they're like, yeah, I've got this whatever Ninja 300. And I go, yeah, I used to have a Ninja 300. I did all these things with it. It was fun. You just immediately have rapport. And then immediately that person goes, oh, well, he's at least ridden on a track with it. Maybe it's not the same experience, but it's at least like similar kind of talk. So
it's close enough.
It's close enough. Yeah. So man, I'm excited. I really am. I really want to this year I'm not saying I'm not racing, but I am saying that I'm going to focus on the business as a priority.
Yeah.
And somewhere in there, if I can slide racing in, it'd be good, but it's not the thing.
Right.
So I would really love to see the business take off if it can. I think it will. And then be at events, right? Race events, do a race or two, not enough to really take me away from the business, but just hey, it's time to race. So I go do that for 30 minutes, come back, and now I'm back at the pits.
Right.
Still do that type of thing. So having someone at just watching the store basically for a few minutes is I'll have my family with me as much as I can. But that type of thing is going to be what I'll try to figure out.